Hi, it's Miss Norton. I just wanted to make a video real quick about our cello and some various cello safety things we need to know. So first is going to be unpacking. We want to make sure the instrument is all the way on the ground on its back. We definitely don't want it on a chair or in your lap. That's not safe. Sometimes if we have a really stable table, I'll do it on that, but most of the time, floor is perfect. Get down to the floor. I unzip all the way, all the cello that I can. I uncover it, and then I can carefully, with two hands, take out my cello. Sometimes it'll get a little stuck in the top, so I just have to be careful, get it all the way out, and I have my cello. And then once I have my case, I can just get it out of the way somewhere where I'm not gonna run into it or walk on it or slip on it. Once you have the cello out, we still have to be careful with it. I always keep at least one hand on the neck of the instrument, and ideally, I should also have a hand on the body as well. If I'm going to set up the end pin, I'm going to put it down safely on its side. It's pretty stable like this. Unlock the little screw at the bottom, adjust the end pin, relock it or tighten it so it stays where it is. Picking up with two hands. Now I'm ready to play. When I'm playing, there should be 3 points of contact when you're holding your cello. The ground where the end pin is. It should be your legs should be on the sides of it. I'm not trying to squeeze it, but I am trying to keep it steady with my legs. And then on my chest is where the top of the cello is. When I'm playing, my left hand is on the neck, and my right hand is in charge of either plucking the strings, or when we learn bow, it'll be in charge of bow. This is how we're holding it if we need to move somewhere with our cello. Two hands is always best. Stand up. I should always have one hand on the neck. There's this cool little handle spot almost on the side so that you can walk around with it. And if you need to put it down for some reason, we're going to do the same thing we did before. Gently on its side, because it's pretty stable like this. When it's out of the case, I don't like to put it on its back. It's too wobbly. I definitely never want to put it down on the bridge, this wooden part here. That is held in entirely by tension. So if I put pressure on it by putting it down the wrong way or letting it lean, that can either crack the wood of the bridge or make it come out, so your bridge pops off. If the bridge just pops off and it's still okay, that is something that I can repair, but it takes a lot of time. And I like to spend as much time as possible in our lessons playing. So try to be as safe as you can with that bridge so that it does not pop off. If it does pop off, please do not try to put it back on yourself. If there's someone who knows how to put bridges back on instruments, that's great, but I don't expect people to know that. That's a very specific skill. So it's safer if you can wait and have me do it sometime. Let's see, what else? Packing up. So we're going to do everything we did in reverse. Put it down safely. When I put it down, I'm also going to try to avoid putting it anywhere where I know someone will walk. Now in this case, it's just me, so I'm pretty safe with my cello. But I'm not going to take it and go put it in front of a doorway because I think someone's going to walk in and out of that doorway, and they will knock it over. I'm going to do everything in reverse when I'm packing up. Loosen the screw. And pin in. Tighten the screw so that it's locked and it won't come out. Bring over my case. Open it back up. I want the back of the case to be the back of the cello. Depending on what case you have, mine has a big pocket and backpack straps on the back. And the front has my bow and a little mini pocket. So I know that the back is the side with the backpack straps, or it's the side that isn't the front, I know is the back. I'm going to lay it open. Back of the cello, back of the case. Two hands again. I usually have to put this top, the scroll, in first, and then I might have to adjust it a little bit once I'm there. So it might not be perfect the first time, but I'm going to try to gently slide it in there, make sure the cello is totally in the spot where it should be. Once I do that, I can cover it back up. You might have to do some wiggling, but you should be able to then zip the entire thing up. Your end pin usually sticks out of the case. That's totally normal. And then once we have our instrument like this, again, let's talk about how to store it. On its side is the best. Laying down on its side is the very best. If you really need to when it's in the case, it can be flat down. But on its side is the favorite and the safest. Definitely never on the front where the bridge is. That might hurt it. And never standing up and leaning. Even if it seems mostly safe when it's leaning against something, it's just too easy for it to accidentally fall in, and if it does fall, that's a really long fall. That'll definitely knock your bridge out or make some other sort of damage. If it's here and someone knocks into it, it's not too long of a fall. It'll mostly be safe. So we're just trying to avoid as much as we can. Cellos are pretty fragile, and they come in these soft cases, unlike the violins. So accidents definitely happen, but we want to avoid them as much as possible, so we have nice playing instruments when we're ready for our lessons, and we don't have to spend time exchanging instruments or fixing things that we don't need to. I think that was everything I needed to say.